Hi, Puppies. Ready to go out? Let's go see what the world's got to offer us today, Bubbles. There goes Miss Buppy. Miss Buppy. Hey, Teresa. Kind of lovely out here today. I know it might not look like it. The sky might look a little cloudy, but oh, it's so nice. So nice. Invoice from my vet. Got that today. I also got Normie's pills. So, I was going to show you guys how I do this. So Norman, this is Norman's medicine for his, what in the heck is it called now? Arthritis. So he was almost out. So the vet lined me up with more pills for him. I'm going to show you guys how I feed him pills. Instructions, don't need them. So what I do is I take one of these. This is a Nickerdoodle. Super soft. And I just make a little well. Make a little well in there. Then I just take one of his pills. Put that in there. Put that in there. And I stick it inside. See how I am hiding it from him. This is for Norman. So I'm gonna go. He has arthritis really bad. And so, oh, Stanny. Hi, Stanny. Stanson, this isn't yours. Dang it. Well, I guess that was my own stupidity coming out there with one treat. Stupid. I'm gonna grab some more treats. Fill my pockets. When you have a lot of horses, coming out with one horse treat is really stupid. So, I'll show you how I do this. Got Stanny here. Hi, Stanny. Hi, Stanny. Hi, Stans. There you go, buddy. There you go. Oh, he just needed a treat so bad, Mom. So we're having a meltdown again. We had a meltdown, then we had a nice snowstorm, and now we're having another meltdown. Love mud. Love the mud. This is Minnesota. Look at this swamp. I swear to God, you guys, this is my least favorite time of year, but also my favorite time of year because I love springtime. I love when it starts warming up. I love when I can see the green pasture is in my sights. But at the same time, here's Miss Lovey. I'm going to give her a little treats too. Okay. So she gets her treats. And then this is the one that has a pill hidden in it. There's a pill. This is a really soft treat. And there's a pill hidden inside of here. And this is for Norman. See, she tries to step in front of him. She'll try to get in my face. She tries to rush me. I have to ask her to step out of my space because she'll literally run me over to get a treat. Oh, somebody donated $2. Well, thank you. And welcome, everybody. Raining like crazy here. Rain here, too. Oh, guys, I'm very thankful for the weather that we have right now. It is so nice. It is so nice. I'm not complaining. I can't complain about the mud. I don't like the mud, but if I have to have the mud or snow and yuckiness, I'll take the mud. So this here is Atlas, who I've been calling Stenson, who's very much about hi. Hi. Oh, he's looking for another treat, guys. Well, you know what? Here you go. There you go. Hey, Normie. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, Lovey. All right, they're eating me out of all the treats. Oh, Stenson, good grief. I can't even explain how surrounded I am currently by these guys. I want to let them out. I want to let them out into the pasture, and there's nothing in the pasture. There's nothing for them to eat. But sometimes it's nice for them to be able to get outside and into the pasture and be able to like go out there. So here we go. Like I said, there's nothing to eat out here right now. I just want to let them run. If they want to run, puppers, they don't need your assistance. Just let them roam and be horses out here. Like I said, there's nothing for them to eat, but they'll kind of like just get to move around some. Sounds like tornado sirens. Yeah, they run test sirens in the town we're from. So they run these little like test sirens. They do it every day on Wednesday. So that's what that is. So I'm just letting them out here so they can hang out for a little bit. Where's the hay at? Hay is inside. I'll show you. May as well. So the horses are going out in the pasture just to hang out for a bit. They're normally in here. And pretty soon, when the new tender sprouts start growing in the pasture, I can't let them out there anymore. So here's their hay. This is a sweet little hay shelter that my husband built me. It's fantastic. Here's their hay. We have two minis, Rosie and Little John. I'm just gonna let leave those guys out there. They can hang out for a bit. My dog puppers. Oh my gosh. If I told you guys it was sloppy out here, sloppy's an understatement. It is sloppy. So, I have two minis, Rosie and Little John. We're gonna go say hi to them. This is Miss Rose. Hi, Rosalina. Say hi to everybody. Oh, what a darling girl. What a darling girl. Hi. Hi. Hey. This is little Rosie, and her counterpart is over here. He's a little bit of a sasser. This is Little John. We like to call him LJ. Hey, LJ. LJ and Rose. Hi, babies. Hanging out. So I'll tell you guys what came through the kill pen. So these guys are both from kill pens. So are the big brown one and the mare out there. Both all from kill pens, but this is Mater. He's not from a kill pen. Hey, Mater Tater. Here, little Mater. Rose, you coming in to say hi? Rosie, coming in to say hi. Whew. Little John. Little John. Yahoo! Little Rose. Little Rose. Little Rose. She's a good girl. I know. She's just a baby. She's just a baby. You need your hairbrush, young lady. What about you, LJ? You need a little haircut. Definitely needs a little haircut. Hi, Pete. So, here's their bag that they've been working on all morning. I fill this full every morning and every night. So they're working on this. Yes, we are located in Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, this is Minnesota. And we are awaiting spring. It's spring-ish, but it's not spring yet. But it's coming. It's coming, guys. So I found this fun thing. I do lives pretty much every day. My channel doesn't make a bunch of money. I make very little doing this channel. From YouTube, I have had GoFundMe's done for my kill pen horses, and I do make funds that way. but that's from people like giving towards these horses. But I found out that good old YouTube, if you don't turn on their monetizing thing, they won't monetize your lives unless you turn on some stupid button. So I've been doing lives like every day, and I get a lot of people on my lives because people like want to watch the horses and stuff. And I could have been paid for those lives, but because I didn't push the special little monetize button, I wasn't. That's stupid. But at least I found out. Hello, Atlas. This is Atlas, better known as Stenson. Hello, Stenny. Hello, Stenny. Hi, Stenny. Hi. Stenson, you were expensive, buddy. You were expensive. I know. You were such a spendy boy. I went to the vet this morning and I paid my invoice. Yesterday I was having conversations with people on a live about how much it costs to own horses. I almost want to show you guys my invoice. She got her teeth floated. He got his teeth floated. He got his teeth floated. All the boys have to have their boy parts cleaned. There's a lot of different bills that come up when you... What are you doing, Lovey? Looks like she's trying to eat a stick. Gosh, it's not a smoker's cough. I'm sick. Hey, Donetta. Hey, Heather John. Katie, how are you? How are your wolf dogs? Good to see some new faces on here too. Faces, new people. Hey, welcome. This is Atlas, also known as Stenson. Hanging out in the pasture with me. You're freezing up on us. Oh, imagine that. It's probably because I'm out in the pasture. Second I get a little bit away from the router, it says to act up. There, my little lovey. All right, I'm just gonna let them relax and hang out there. Getting into trouble as usual. Wolf dogs, they just sound so cool. So we're starting to make plans. I mean, it's going to be a little bit before we can get out here because anything we move or do here, we do with a skid steer. Most of it. If we need to move things around, we move it with a skid steer. As you can imagine, bringing the skid steer out in here just creates an entire disastrous mess. So, while we have the mud, we just make plans and brainstorm about things we're going to change and things we're going to do differently for the horses. Tank looks good. So, these are my nets. I love these nets. And we use these occasionally in bad weather. If the horses need to be inside, we use these. And I really love them, but I currently don't have enough of them. This one is on its last leg. It's falling apart. And so I am super excited because somebody donated off my wish list and bought them for me. So we have new ones of those coming. Very excited to get those in because I love them, but I need more of them. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have a company that I love to buy horse products from. They actually sell like different kinds of horse products for like everything, for riding, for medications, for like all different kinds of stuff. Love it, love it, love it. One of my favorite places to buy. And they had this hat one time and I could not pass it up because I thought it was cool. So I'm going to throw it out you. sometimes the comments on here are just so stupid. You're going to have to get one with wider squares for Stenson. Here's the beauty of that. Stanny boy does need wider squares. He needs a bigger opening. And I have this one for Stenson. See how big these openings are? This one, the hay practically like pours itself out of there. So this one is going to be for Stanny boy. I have a feeling that one will work the best for him. I'm also not opposed to him just eating the hay like straight up because he isn't like engulfing it. I'm not too worried about choke and he can chew it. So I wouldn't mind just giving him hay like in a tub. But I do have that hay net for him. So I'm going to go over this. If you're new here, welcome. Hey, Nicola. I'm just going to throw you guys out some numbers of what stuff costs because I got my vet stuff back today for the horses. Atlas. That's Stenny. He got his teeth floated. His sheath came. He got an exam and he got the dosage of stuff to sedate him. Atlas's total from my vet was $140. Little John's total from my vet was $66. Lovey's total was $74. Norman's total was $138. Why was he so much? Dang it. Norman has some issues, though. They have to do, like, an overall check of him because they have to, in order for him to get his medicine, they have to check him every year and do a physical with him in order to prescribe him his medicine. So he always cost me a little more. Rosie had her teeth cleaned. She had an exam done. We had a horse put down. As you guys know, Rue was put down. She had a physical exam, and I had to pay for a country call. So, for Rue, Rue's cost was $290. Yeah, these are my vet bills. Real stuff here. I don't know. Sometimes people are interested in like what it costs and it's a blow. But the great part about that is they only need their teeth filed down once a year. So I would rather do that than deal with the problems that come if you don't take care of your horse's teeth. I would much rather take care of them, have them happy, healthy horses, instead of dealing with the problems of not doing the different care that they need, and then you deal with more problems later in life. I'd rather just take care of my horses to begin with. But yeah, so Rue, hang on, I'm just reading. How often do they have this doctor visit? So once a year. Once a year, the vet usually ends up coming to my place. Here's the thing. Depending on what kind of year it is. Hey, Lovey, I'm going to sit by you. Do you mind? I'd like to sit by you. Thank you. We'll see if she tolerates me. I usually have the vet out. I would really have to have him out about twice a year. But it depends on what's going on. When I have horses that I'm pulling from a kill pen, and I'm usually pulling horses from a kill. I mean, whenever you pull a horse from the kill pen, I have the vet out within 24 hours if I can. If I can't, it's a little bit longer, but definitely within the week, I have the vet out. If I pulled a horse from the kill pen. Hey girl. Hey girl. Puppers, no. Puppers wants to hang out with us. I do have a little John, actually. I have a little John. He is currently over by his best friend, Rose. Hey, girl. Hang on, just count. Yep, so there's actually a horse in the kill pen right now that looks just like Rue. I don't have the funds to pull it out. I simply cannot help this horse, but it is thin in critically poor condition, $600. It looks like Rue did, very, very thin. And I had pulled Rue and I got the money to bail her out, but I didn't get the funds to pay for her vet work. So I'm paying for that out of pocket. And then very shortly after pulling Rue, I pulled Atlas out of the kill pen. And Atlas, aka Stenny, costs a lot to care for. He's just expensive. He needs some extra care. And initially, when you get one out of the kill pen, they got to be seen right away, and you have to do some things, and it's just not cheap. He is an old boy, guys. He is an old boy. And so I don't know, he's over 25. I don't know how long I have with him, but he's in retirement mode right now. He's living a nice retirement life, but these horses are coming through the kill pen like water, and I've seen a couple that I want to pull so badly, and I have to stop myself because I have to be able to pay for the ones that I already have and that I have had, because he was not cheap to get out, and I'm still paying for Rue, so eventually we'll get there. Stanny, oh Stanny, such a good boy, Stenson. He's out here hanging out. I love it. Lovey's just in there like, you guys, there's nothing to eat out there. Screw that. I'm eating at the hay station where there's actually food. And these guys are like pretending that the brown grass is they're pretending it's green grass. Oh, I know, babies. I promise it's coming. Spring is coming, and then the field will be green and luscious and glorious, and they'll be out here running around. Well, I don't know how much running they'll do. They're in a retirement community, but they'll probably do what they can. Stenny, you ran the first time I had you, Stenny. Hey, Stens. Oh, Stenny. There's a mini mule in the kill pen right now. A mini mule. Oh my God. She is so cute. She's like Little John size with big ears, and she's so cute. Mini mule. And then there's an Appaloosa gelding, a senior Appaloosa gelding. He's beautiful. He has like no tail. Like his tail is all clipped off. He's a beautiful horse. He's a senior. I would totally take him in a heartbeat because he's gorgeous and because he's old. He fits the profile of the kind of horses that I take in. Yeah, doesn't he look like Phoenix? I am so anxious to see when he sheds out his winter coat, what he looks like. He reminds me a lot of Phoenix in the way he looks and the way he's built. Normie, what you doing, buddy? Hi, bud. Oh, hello, nom. Hi, buddy. Good boy. The Appaloosa is over 1,000. I believe the Appaloosa is 1,000. I mean, and he doesn't have great teeth. He's a senior. You know, all the things that I always end up taking those ones. But there's also a mare in there in critically ill condition. They had posted like some colts and some really young ones too. And just like, oh, it pulls at my heartstrings, but also I have to pay for the ones I have first. Like, I have to be able to support what I have and take care of the babies I've already rescued. Right, my love? Hello. Hello, my love. Oh, thanks. Oh, this is so squishy. Everything is squishy. Hey, Robbie from Duluth, how are you? Wait, what Appaloosa? So in the kill pen that I rescue from, there's an Appaloosa currently. Here's James, James. James, what are you doing, buddy? There's James. Oh, James. Hey, buddy. Isn't it lovely, Robbie? Robbie lives in Duluth, and Duluth is not far from where I'm at. Like, it's kind of, it's, it's not close, but it's not super far, and it is so nice out. I, I love James too. Look at his eyes. Hello. Hello. Hi. You're a beautiful cat. I'll tell you what he wants to do. I'll tell you what he wants to do right now. He wants to climb up me. Oh, I can't see wolves and a cat getting along. I mean, sometimes he even has him and puppers can have their little battles back and forth, but I don't know. A wolf dog and a cat. Thanks for showing everyone your butt, James. Hello there. Hello there. What a good cat. Okay, I would prefer to not be eaten. What you doing, buddy? So Stenny's out there enjoying the nothingness. I don't know what the heck they're even trying to eat out there because there's really nothing out there, but I think it's good for their morale. You know what I mean? Just like it's good for ours. Like, there's not a ton to do on a day like today because it is sloppy and wet and disgusting, but hello there, James. Mary, I think your dwarf rats sound like everyone. They sound like a hit. Everyone's curious about them. In fact, I'm a little curious. I've never had. We had the closest thing I had to a rat was a hamster, a Syrian hamster. It was a pretty big one, and they were adorable. I liked hamsters. We had a couple different ones, but I've never had a rat or a mouse. A bunny, but I don't think a bunny is close to a rat. I've heard that rats are incredibly smart, like really super smart and very sociable, which we don't think of rats and think that off the bat. But I would love to see. I would love to see them. How many do you have? So. Ugh. So, dwarf rats, and they are adorable. Heather, Mary, you're going to get us all into dwarf rats. Just two now. Okay. Okay. I can't wait to see. They sound cute. So this is Peppers. Oh, Melody's chickens. I can show you the chickens. They're doing really well. They lay eggs really well. I don't know how well their feathers are filling in, but they're just definitely doing better than they were when we got them. So they're not perfectly back to health, but they're definitely way better than when they were first here. They're learning to lay in their nest boxes, which is fantastic. Okay, Dad. And I need to clip their wings. I have parrots. That's cool. Hello, Summer. What's the name of your channel, Mary? Yes, so they're not. I need to clip their wings, and they can technically be free range. I have to keep track of puppers when that happens, because I have a feeling that she would easily become a chicken eater. But they're just definitely doing better. Better than they were. The world is so doomed. I don't know how else to say it, but the world is doomed. There's so many idiots. No offense. Holy heck. Okay. That's Mater. Isn't he cute? I agree, Anna. The world is doomed. It frightens me at times. Nicola, I know there's good people in the world. I know there's great people in the world. I know we're not really doomed. It's just sometimes when this stupidity comes out, I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, wow. It just baffles me, some of these stupid things that people say and do. Like, this shit does John 3:16. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. John 3:16. God loved the world so much that he sent his son to die, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Praise the Lord. Thank God. Because if that wasn't true, I don't know if I would have a reason to live. But this is my other reason for living. This and my kids. It's my babies. It's my babies. I'm not a preaching person. I don't come on the internet on my lives and praise the Lord, hallelujah, God is with you. I've seen lives where people literally do that. Praise the Lord, praise Jesus. Condemnation is coming. But if you follow the Lord, you will be saved. Oh, wow. Whoa. You can't save yourself. You need to pray. You need to worship the Lord. Okay, he likes my preaching. Either that or he's absolutely just like, what the heck is wrong with you, Mom? Hey, buddy. Or he thinks I have a treat. And once he realizes I don't, he's going to be like, yeah, see ya. Stanny. Hi, Stanson. And Jason comes in to prove to us that most of humanity are stupid. Thank you, Jason. You can leave now. Goodbye. Hold on. Holy bucket. Nicola. Anytime I say that now, I think of you. There goes Normie. No, they probably are. Honestly, they're like, what is going on? What is wrong with you, lady? They're actually very, very in tune with like how I normally am and like my normal behaviors. Like horses really do read that off of people very well. They get to know you and they get to know like how you are in general. the same as like we get to know them. So like Stenny here, I don't know Stency as well as my other horses, but like if something is off with Norman or with Lovey or with Little John or Rosie, I can tell right away. I'm like, something is off, something is wrong, because I've gotten so used to spending time with them and watching them and being with them. And, well, after people say too much dumb things, not even, usually if, and that's the problem. I removed his last comment, but I didn't remove him. So bye, Felicia, won't be missed. But you get to know like what they do every day, like what times they go to sleep. Like I notice everything because I'm here with them like 24/7. I watch them, I analyze them, I spend time with them. So when something is up with them, if something is wrong, it's like you just know. If they're not themselves, if they're not the same, like if they're not feeling good, you can tell. And they start to get a feel for you as well. So they know if I'm sad or if something's wrong. The horses always know. I would argue that the horses know before some humans do. Well, you know, to be honest, look at how pretty he is. Look at how pretty that boy is. Ooh, Stenson. To be honest, to be blatantly honest, and that's why I try to avoid like topics of conversation that are just not productive. Like if we believe different things, who cares? This channel isn't about politics. This channel isn't about religion. It's about horses. And every once in a while I'll say a piece, or every once in a while we'll start get on a rabbit trail. But in general, this is like what my, hi buddy. I think he thought I had a treat and I had a snowball. Hey buddy. Yeah, it's just like, and it's not that channels like that don't get views, and it's not like channels like that aren't popular. It's just like some of the most views I've seen on channels are people talking about those things and being passionate about it and taking people's money for their opinions. And I'm like, it's just not what I'm about. Watching his, he has arthritis, and so I watch his movements. And since he's been back, I've been very religious about his medicine that he takes every day. I've been on top of it very carefully because yeah, we're going to ride this summer, aren't we? He'll go out with my daughter and ride. Thank you. I'm glad people enjoy this kind of content, because I know walking around talking about horses and looking at horses and sharing my love for horses and what horses do in the world and how much awesomeness they bring us, and rescuing horses and all that stuff is not everybody's forte. And you know what? It doesn't have to be. That's why no one's going to force you to click the subscribe button. Nobody's going to force you to sit there and watch this. If somebody is forcing you to sit there and watch this, you're probably in an abusive relationship. This is completely 100% optional. And I will not be offended if you're not here anymore. Unless you're like Mary or Danetta or Nicola or Heather John, or you know what I mean? My usuals, I probably would miss you guys because I'm used to you guys being here. Katie and Netta. I'm trying to think of all my people. Yeah, I would miss my, but there's some people come on here and I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't know. I'm just going to walk with him. He's like, what are you doing? This is Mr. Normandy. I'm using him right now as a prop. He's not, thank you, Mary. I love him so much. He's such a good horse. He's such a good boy. Look at those two. They're the best of friends. Yep, they're besties. Yeah, it's a great place where we can hang out and share the things that bring us together. Because I always like to say the things that bring us together on this channel are way bigger than the things that divide us. Hi, sweetheart. Yes. Yes, yes. Good boy, Normie. So what I would really love is if these guys decide to go further out into the pasture. I just felt like I was from the South right there. If they go further out in the pasture, if they would go further out, and then I could shake the feed bucket and have them run back in. That'd be cool. I'd love to see Atlas like move out a bit. I would not love to see Norman move out because I don't think that's necessarily the best thing for him. But I'd be curious to see which one is faster because she is a speed demon. She can really run. And I've seen him like kind of trot, and his trotting looked like he was full out galloping. So I can't imagine what it looks like if he actually runs. Yep, if you have a question, go ahead and throw it out at me. If I don't read it or I miss it, which I always do because I'm talking, but I do try to answer questions if somebody has something, but otherwise my moderators are actually great and know my channel really well, and they can 9 times out of 10 answer the question for me. So there's that. They're all going out. So see Huck's question. Huck, are you selective about the horses you rescue? Kind of, but I'm selective in a way that's probably badly selective. I usually pick horses that are old that no one else wants and that are in really rough shape and that are seniors. So seniors, rough shape that no one else wants. That's usually what I rescue. Thin, bad teeth, things wrong with them that no one else is going to want to rescue a horse like that. That's usually what I pull. And because I do that, my cost to care for them once they come here is a lot. It's a lot more than if you got a nicer, healthier horse or if you got a younger horse. And in turn, I've several times had to help horses cross the Rainbow Bridge, which is the hardest part of rescue. But it's also very rewarding for me to let these horses have the retirement they deserve, and I enjoy my time with them, however short or however long it is. But I'm selective in the fact that I usually am picking ones that no one else wants to help, because people that bail out of kill pens usually want to flip the horses. They want to make money off of them. They want to buy them cheaper and then fix them up a little and resell them. They want to get younger horses, and the horses that I pull are just not that. They don't fit what anyone would want. Nobody wants an emaciated senior Arabian mare. Like, no one wanted her. I have 5. This is Stenson, also known as Atlas. Out there is Norman and Lovey. And then I have 2 minis, which are Rosie and Littlejohn. I've rescued a total of 9. Yes, I don't. You don't know. Yeah, I don't sell them. There was one horse that I rehomed. I didn't make a dime on him. I paid $1,000 for him. He was in poor condition. I got him nursed back to health. He was a big, young horse, and I sold him for half of what I paid for him, and then the money that I had stuck into him for vet work and for care and for feed. But I didn't care because the person that I placed him with was an amazing human who could give him the home that he deserved, and that was more important to me than money. So that's the only horse that I ever placed that I got out of a kill pen. And I never took donations on that horse. I paid for him outright myself. So I'm very, I like to be forthcoming about what I do with them. That's why I'm on lives a lot. I share a lot on my channel about what I do with them. I share a lot of the horses. I share a lot about like when the farrier comes and when we get vet work done, and I share the difference. I share pictures with the difference before and after the farrier work. I share just their progress, and people see it. And that's because if you donate to something, in my mind, if I donated to something, I would just want to see the progress of it. I would want to see what happens. If I'm following a story of a horse and I donate to it, I want to follow that horse's story. I want to know what happens to that horse, especially when they're in really bad condition or in a kill pen or older. I just want to follow the story. I want to know what happens to him. I want to follow up on it. Stanny! I think I'm going to run and grab some grain so you guys can watch them. Sold to the back are either close to death or permanently crippled. Yep. Oh yeah. Close to death. That's what I take. Because just because you're close to death doesn't mean that you deserve to have your throat slit and be hung upside down, be shipped on a semi halfway around the world to be inhumanely slaughtered. I don't care how old a horse is. I don't care how crippled a horse is. I don't care. I don't care what condition they're in. I don't care. That's not right. So yeah. I don't care. That's not right. So I give them the retirement they deserve, because guess what? Every horse that I have owned, that I've gotten out of the kill pen, has been a workhorse. They've served people all their life. So they deserve dignity in the end of their lifetime, not to be put on a slaughter truck and then have their life inhumanely taken away from them. Sorry, I'm never going to think that's okay. Ever. I'm always going to fight against it. I'm always going to rescue. I'm always going to fight against that. I will never, ever, ever think that's okay, because it's not. Okay, the horses for the kill pen that I rescue from, here's what happens to them. The horses get slammed tight up against each other. They put 3 times as many horses should be on a semi. They pack them in there. They then ship them to the border, which in Mexico, inhumane slaughter of horses is legal. Half the horses, from what I've heard, many of the horses don't even make it there. They die in the trucks because they get trampled, and they're in such bad condition that they're killed while getting to the border. The ones that are alive have their throats slit and they bleed out. It's inhumane. It's wrong. It's disgusting. And it's not right. I hunt and I raise a beef calf. I believe in the inhumane killing of animals to feed our families. I believe in that. There's a humane and a correct and a dignified way to do that. And slitting their throat and letting them bleed out is not humane. And it's not okay. Oh yeah, believe me, Colby's crew is great, and there's a lot of great rescues that are advocating and that are fighting this battle. And it's just like, I understand that there's a lot of people out there that are talking about it, raising awareness and doing what they can and supporting people and like supporting my channel, and I appreciate that so much. But also, hey dear, whoa, all right. Stenson needs some. But also, I'm very fortunate that I can do something more. I can actually pull some of those horses. I can actually help some of them. And so that is what I try to do. I can't help all of them. I wish I could do more, but there are something I can do. And so I just do what I can, you know? That's interesting. Usually she's the bully. She's kind of stepping away, Normie. All right. Holy buckets. I ate the whole dang thing. Let's see. It really pisses me off that slaughter is regarded useful anymore. No, yeah. I agree. And then there's this part of me that's like, I do hunt and I do raise like a calf. And I know that people think like, oh, that's so hypocritical. Like you raise a calf and then you're going to end up, hey, Stenny. Hi, Stenny. And then you're going to end up doing this to it. And it's like, yeah, but there's like, I know the way that they slaughter the animals. Like when I hunt, I know the way that I harvest an animal, and it's very humanely. I don't blindly shoot. I'm very strategic about what I do, and I make sure like it's humane, and then I use every part of that animal because it's the right thing to do, is to be resourceful with it. And like I'm not against like I've euthanized horses. I'm not like against it. It's just that there's a humane way to do it. And the way they're doing it isn't humane in Mexico. It should be illegal. The horse kill-out pipeline should be illegal. So, I don't know, guys. And we can dwell, like, in life in general, you can dwell on, like, what we can't do. You can dwell on, oh my gosh, you know, every week there's more horses in the kill-out pipeline. Every week there's more videos. Every week I'm watching them. Every week it's, like, disheartening. But at the same time, then I have to come out and look at my horses and talk to them and feed them and play with them and take awesome pictures of them and look back at where they came from and look at where they are now. Hi. And then be incredibly thankful for what we can do and what we can change and the changes that we have made. And like, that's what I try to do. Miss Lovey, you are a mess. Oh, this muddy, muddy mess. I think I would be a vegan. That's the thing. I raise my beef and then we sell the beef. I'm not able to actually eat it. Hunting isn't a problem. It's for wild. Yes, I agree there, Anne. Yep, I agree. Collagen comes from beef. I'm not saying, let's be clear about this. I'm not saying that horses don't have useful parts to them that people can use for dog meat and whatever else they use horse meat for. I'm not saying that. I'm against the inhumane transfer and slaughter at the border. That's what I'm against. Inhumane slaughter. Buddy, that is horse pee. It's kind of gross, dude. He's ladling up water. But I don't know if you're going to want to ladle that water.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what I'm against. I have spent enough time with horses that have come from crappy situations. Oh, buddy, you're okay. Good boy. To know, like, yeah, that's what I'm fighting against. I think that I had a pig or FFA and I didn't think I couldn't eat pork for 5 years. Oh my gosh, Cray Cray. People have eaten horses since the beginning of time. I couldn't ever eat one myself because I love them, but it's a fact that people do eat them. Right. I'm not even saying it's wrong to eat horses. I have no idea. To be blatantly honest, I had this conversation with someone once where they're like, if you were starving, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be blatantly honest. If I'm starving and my children are starving and the only thing on the planet left for me to eat is a horse, yeah, probably going to do that. Because if I have nothing else and I'm going to die, then I'll probably do that. Will I ever be in that situation? No, I won't. But if you want to talk hypothetically and you want to get all technical on me, okay. Yeah, if desperate times called for desperate measures and we all were in a certain state of being, we'd probably all do things a little bit differently, and we probably all would do things that we never thought we could. I was just reading a true story about 5 shipwrecked dudes, and they had to sacrifice the one dude because they were going to starve to death. And they sacrificed the one dude and ate him because they had to do something. So, I'm just saying, that was weird. I just said that all on a live, but like, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I have nothing else to eat or to feed my children except for a horse. Probably gonna make that work. We can eat worms, grass, there's so much, yes. And period, it's a flame. Well, I shouldn't call it humane slaughter, because slaughter is technically inhumane. There's a humane way to kill a horse. There's a humane way to kill all animals. There is a humane way to put down a horse. There are actually several humane ways to put down a horse. We have utilized 2 of those ways. One of those ways, my husband did. If you want to judge me, go ahead. But that horse was absolutely terrified of the vet, and my husband did it, and it was peaceful and calm and very fast. And my husband researched it a ton before he actually did it. And I'll just say he did a fine job. And I'm glad we did that, because the vet would have caused that horse so much trauma, and I didn't want the last thing for that horse to know to be trauma. His ending was fast, and the last thing he knew was an amazing walk with me and my husband. I've also had a vet put down, and the vet's way of doing it is also very humane. There are humane ways to put animals down, and I do believe in them because I don't believe in animal suffering. I don't think. Why was the horse afraid of the vet? Very negative vet experiences. I'm not exactly sure what all his vetting experiences were, but he was very nervous about the vet, very nervous about needles, and we just knew with his fear that the last thing he would know is fear. If he saw the vet coming, his last moments would be fearful, and we didn't want that. And so we took him for a walk, my husband and I did. It was very peaceful and very calm, and just at the very end, my husband took care of it, and it was very instant. It was an instant death, and I don't regret the way he did that. Could my husband do it again? I don't know. I don't know, because my husband has started to be much more invested in the horses, and that's a big ask for someone to do. But for that horse, it was the right thing to do for him, because he was absolutely terrified of needles and a vet. Yeah, I agree, Mary. I agree. I agree. We can say I would never. But if you're in a situation where you have to, you know what I said I would never do? Never. A child choking is my worst nightmare. I have 4 kids. I've watched the videos of somebody giving kids the Heimlich, like a kid choking on something, you know, you see those videos. Hey, Stanny. Hi, baby. I'm absolutely terrified of giving the Heimlich. I'm terrified of my children choking. And yesterday, Peter, my son, he's 4, he was sitting at the table. He was eating an orange. He swallowed a whole piece of orange. He started choking, and I saw the orange come partially up, and then I saw it go back down, and then he started turning red, and he was bending over, and he couldn't breathe. And I literally had to give him the Heimlich. I've never done that before in my life. I was absolutely scared to death. But in that instant, I knew exactly what I had to do, and I did it immediately. And the orange, literally, I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen something like that on YouTube videos. It shot out of his mouth and onto the table. And I literally was like, holy crap, I just did that. We do not know what we're capable of until we're put in a situation. And I was put into what I might call a life or death situation because he was choking badly and it was cutting off his airway. And so just did what I had to do. And Peter's perfectly fine, you guys. I promise. He's out here running around making mud pies. Yes, my Peter has happened yesterday. One of the most terrifying things, something I never wanted to ever have to do in my life. And it just happened so quickly. And I just immediately had to react and help him. And it was like, ooh. You get little Norm. So yeah. Oh, really, Mary? Yeah. So yeah, Heather, I would say my animals all know when the vet comes, it's not exactly pleasant. But this horse had a genuine, if needles and syringes were just terrifying. And I don't know what he had been to make that so scary for him. Child choking. Oh, Danetta, so you know exactly what it was like. You guys know. Your heart just stops. But it's so terrifying. You have to react. You have to do something. But oh my gosh, I can't even tell. My heart sank. And then I was just like, I knew what to do, but I was so afraid that I couldn't think about, I didn't have time to be afraid. I had to do what I had to do immediately because he was choking. I mean, he was and I saw it partially come up and then go back down, and I'm like, oh no. And then he started to gasp. And I was like, you just immediately, it happened within seconds, and you have to react immediately. You have to do something immediately. And it's afterwards I was I'm pretty sure my blood pressure was 3 times the normal blood pressure because I was absolutely terrified. Here, Stanny. Mr. Stans. All right. What do you think, Stanny? The child's aunt was shaking. Oh my gosh. Danetta, that is a scary, scary, scary place to be. Yeah. He did great with a needle. He was a very, very, very good boy for a needle, and he was also a very good boy for worming. He hates worming, hates needles, hates worming. He will fight it all day long. Very sensitive. So is my mare. My mare is just sensitive. The minis are a piece of cake. They handle everything like little champs. But it's per horse, and I'm not sure what had happened to this horse in the past that made it so difficult for him. But there is a very humane, and in fact it's legal, and my vet explained to me how to do it one time. She's like, if you're ever here and your husband's not here, and she's like, we always want to you to contact us, But sometimes you don't have the time to wait for the vet. Sometimes it's a critical condition where you have a horse that is in critical condition. She goes, I've seen it, it's happened before. And the owners don't know how or what. She's like, I want to tell you what to do so you know what to do, so that if something happens and you're in a position where you can't wait for a vet and you have to help a horse and you need to, here's how to do it. As like something you don't want to think about, but I didn't want to think about choking when I learned how to do the Heimlich maneuver. I'm terrified of that. I'm terrified of being in that situation, but knowing what to do saved my kid. So knowing what to do, I never want my horses to be struggling to hold on to life and to be suffering. And if they're in that position and I can't get a vet here fast enough, I want to know what to do. Vet equals cookies. Ooh, that's a good idea. I should. My vet would equal cookies. Usually when the vet comes, he's floating teeth, and I don't like to give them cookies right after their dental work. Me lovey. But, what is that? What is that? What is that? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Oh, somebody donated $10 to my babies. So you're $10. Thank you so much. That's so very kind. That goes straight to my horsies. So this beautiful boy came from a kill pen. So your cash will go right to his feed and his care, because he's a spendy guy. He came from a kill pen and he's new here. And you might think $10 is a little bit, but $10 will feed him for like 2 days. And that's a lot. And he eats a lot. So thank you very much. It's very kind. He's my baby. He's my baby boy. Oh, Miss K, you know what? It's don't. No amount is too little. That's very, very kind, and I really appreciate it. And so do the horses, because let me tell you, they live a quite luxurious life here. They're pretty spoiled. They're pretty fortunate. When they get out of the kill pen and they come here, they are not lacking for much. They're pretty spoiled. All right, guys. Well. Oh, Katie, I can't imagine. Thank you. Is there TYD? Do you give them sugar cubes? No, I don't. I don't. I don't give them sugar cubes, and here's the reason. I try to keep, my horses are seniors, and a lot of sugar is just like giving people a lot of sugar. It's really not good for you. So all of their feed and treats are low sugar, more natural options for feed, for their treats, for supplements, for their food. Their hay is low sugar, low starch. It's just better for them ultimately. They're seniors. I want to prolong their lives as much as possible. And so giving them sugar cubes, although it sounds really good, is really not a good idea. So they do get treats, believe me. Everybody knows. I filled my pockets and then I filled that bucket. They get treats. But I try to lean more towards like natural things for them instead of sugar cubes. Do for those sugar cubes dissolve even with sedation. Oh, I gotcha. And that does make sense. I subscribe just to watch the horses. Well, you'll have to go look at some of my other YouTube videos and stuff, and usually when I go live, I have horses, but I got to check out. I have places to be. But be prepared, guys. Big things coming. Oh, Stenson, aka Atlas, is on my website. My website is bigjohnandfriends.org. Again, bigjohnandfriends.org. So you can read about all my rescues, including Stenson, aka Atlas. All my rescues are on there, so you can read their stories. If you're new here, if you just subscribed, whatever, please go check out my website, because I share our story on there and I share the stories of the horses that I've rescued. And I'm not going to I don't want to brag, but I really put a lot of work into my website. I love taking photos of my horses, and I love what I do, and I love rescue, and I'm very passionate about it. So I would love for people to see it. It's bigjohnandfriends.org, and I just updated and added a page. If you click on the R rescues, you can click on Atlas Stenson, tag 91, and you can read about him and his story. You can read about all the horses that I've had that we've helped to pull from the kill pen. Are you ready to go, bud? And so you can read about all of them and read their stories and stuff. So what made you call him Stenson? I wish I knew. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate it. They give back in more ways than I can ever explain. So I feel like not only do I rescue them, but they rescue me, because they are absolutely wonderful horses, and they're great to have around. I absolutely adore them. So they rescue me, and then I rescue them, and then we just live out whatever life they have left in them. They're all seniors. I know they're not going to live forever, but I love them. Stenny, you want to say hi to everybody, Stenny? I wish I knew why I call him Stenson. Hey, Stenny boy. This is Stenson. He my baby. He my man. Stenson. Or Stenny. His real name was Atlas. And then, Atlas is a beautiful name. I just kept calling him Stenson, which you can imagine frustrated me, because I think Atlas sounds much more majestic and beautiful. And then there's Stenson. Who calls a horse Stenson? But look at him, he's Stenny. Stenny. Stenny, let's see if Stenny wants to talk to us. Stenson. Stenny. Stenson. Stenson. Stenson's ignoring me. Yeah, so there's Stenson. Yeah, so my website is updated. It's funny. They realize that there's nothing in the pasture, and they're all back here, so that's good. Pretty soon we have to get my electric fence running and working, because right now they don't really need the electric fence, because they don't test the fence, because there's no green grass in the pasture, so they won't really test the fence. But as we get closer and closer to summer, the horses will want to be out in the pasture, and they can't be until the grass is at least 6 inches tall. So I then have to make sure my electric fencing is working. Otherwise, I'll have horses trying to get out in the pasture because they desperately want to be on the grass, and it's just not quite time yet. And so I'll have to do that probably this weekend with Magic Mike. Stenson is a famous cowboy brand. Is it really? I looked up the meaning of Stenson, and I don't remember what it is. But I wrote it down. So I'll let you guys know. Hey, buddy, we got to go. Yeah, we got to go pick up girls. Okay. All right, everybody take care. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you haven't. If you're a regular here, thank you guys for coming. Thank you, moderators, for moderating. I love you guys, and I appreciate you more than you have any idea. Could not do the channel without you guys. We're going to go pick up girls. Everybody stay safe. I think this was James's doing. Oh, well. Everybody stay safe. Have a fantastic day. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, Danetta.